we found in you. Love one another, yeah, love one another, that's what we'll do. Love one another with a love like no other that we found in you. Love one another, yeah, love one another, that's what we'll do. We're alive to love one another. We're alive with love like no other. We're alive, we're sisters and brothers. We're alive to love one another.
Hey E Street, welcome back. I am back on the block today. This is actually kind of the Kidville block because it's raining outside and we couldn't get the camera wet. So we're here at this model representation of the Salvation Army thrift shop. I don't know, I think it needs to be at least 3 times this big, but here we are. You've all been there. The Salvation Army, you know what it is. It's where people donate things to others so that people can buy things at maybe more affordable prices. So it's things that you don't need anymore. Maybe you've used them and you don't need them, so you want to share them with others so that they could get them at a lower price than they would be able to get elsewhere. And so I thought of this place because this whole month we've been talking about compassion, and that is caring enough to do something about someone else's need. So we all have a lot of needs. We have things that we need to get. We need to take care of ourselves, things that go on in our lives that we need help with. And so we are looking for ways that we can meet other people's needs. And we do that because Jesus did that for us. Jesus met our greatest need in coming to the earth and in dying on the cross for our sins. So God is wanting us to have more compassion for people. And so this is a place that shows a lot of compassion and just wants to help others. So I'm going to donate some stuff. So I thought I should do that. And so I got a few things here. Like I thought, you guys remember this hat from Easter, right? The Easter hat. And I thought, you know, someone really might need something to go with a fancy outfit coming up. They really might need to protect their white skin from the sun so they don't get a burn. So I think that this could be a really good item. I think it's going to be hot on the shelves. It's going to just fly off because everyone's going to want that. And likewise, I had these sunglasses from, well, they're not sunglasses because they won't actually protect you from the sun, but they will just make you look really cool at Christmas time. So I thought, you know what? I got a lot of use out of these, so I should share them with others. They might need these to complement their outfit coming up. Let's see. Oh, it's a really big time for sickness, right? Maybe you know some people who are sick and they got a sore throat. So I had these. I think there's like still a few left. Yep, still a couple left in here. So I thought this would be good to share with people who are in need. My throat's fine, so I should give those away. Got some cough drops there. Oh, this one is great for a person who's maybe a little shorter and they need to get something on the top shelf, right? Or they could fix this light, so just get a good grip on it. I don't know how much pounds you can lift with it, but this is going to be an item that people need. So we're going to donate that. So I'm going to be bringing all that stuff, and I think we should check out today's story and find out what is going on with Jesus today and see what we can learn about compassion. All right?
The Bible. It's 66 books of history, stories, letters, and poetry that fit together to form God's one big story. The epic adventure of how He created us and loves us so much that He made a way to rescue us. As we travel through the Bible, from Genesis to Revelation, we discover people who met God and found their lives changed forever. Now, for an amazing story, inspired by the book of John, chapter 6, verses 1 through 13.
Let's set the stage. Jesus had been performing amazing miracles and healing people. Great crowds gathered wherever He went. So, when Jesus needed a little time away, He crossed the Sea of Galilee with His friends. He was probably looking forward to a quiet day on the mountainside, overlooking the lake. But the crowds had followed.
Oh, you've gotta be kidding me.
Looks like thousands.
Should we send them all away?
No, I'll talk to them.
Even though he was tired, Jesus welcomed the people. He could see the hunger in their hearts, so he sat down on the mountainside and began to teach them.
I am the bread of life. Whoever comes to me will never go hungry.
Through the heat of the day, Jesus kept speaking to the people. As the sun sank lower, though, people started getting restless. See, nobody planned to stay there the whole day, and everybody was getting hungry. Well, Jesus knew how he would provide a meal, but first, he spoke to his friend Philip.
Where can we buy bread for all these people to eat?
Philip's eyes widened as he looked down over the mountainside.
There are thousands of people here. Even buying enough bread for everyone to have one bite would take more than half a year's pay.
Feeding this crowd certainly seemed like an impossible job. Jesus' friends started to check around, trying to see if anyone at all had brought along some food. Now, imagine you are there, on that very same hillside. Early this morning, you heard footsteps and excited voices just outside your home.
They say Jesus is heading for the lakeshore.
Now, you had never seen Jesus, but you had heard a lot about him, so you begged your mom to let you go along, please.
Please, please, please. It's not far.
And she said yes, which is pretty amazing, but she wouldn't let you run out the door unprepared.
Here, I've wrapped up some bread and fish for you.
Thanks, Mom.
So you grabbed the bundle, thanks Mom, and ran out the door, joining the crowd. When you finally reached the lakeshore, the crowd was a little overwhelming, but high up on the mountainside you could see a man surrounded by a close-knit group of followers. Sometimes it's good to be little, so you make your way little by little uphill through the crowd.
Excuse me?
After a while, you were so close, you could hear Jesus.
Anyone who hears my word and believes him who has sent me has eternal life.
You slid under someone's elbow and found a place to sit on a little rock just a few yards away from Jesus. And all day, you listened. You weren't bored even a bit, because somehow everything Jesus said, it seemed like he was saying it just to you. In fact, you even forgot to eat your lunch.
Oops. Guess I am kind of hungry.
Now you can see other people are getting hungry too. And Jesus has taken a short break to talk with his friends, and then you're sad because Jesus is probably planning to send everybody away to get their own food. But then, a few of his friends start walking through the crowd.
Does anyone have any food?
Nothing here, I'm sorry.
Oh, you really want your bread and fish at this point, but as tired and hungry as you are, you know Jesus has been working hard all day. So, you clear your throat, and then you say,
I do.
Great. What do you got?
5 little loaves and 2 fish.
Not much.
I know, but Jesus can have it.
Well, thank you. Come along.
You follow Jesus' friend Andrew right up to Jesus.
Here's a boy with 5 small loaves of barley bread and 2 small fish. It won't go far in such a large crowd.
Jesus turns and looks right at you. He can see you're hungry and that you've chosen to give up your lunch anyway. And then he smiles. It's the best thank you you've ever gotten. He reaches out his hands and you give him your food. Then Jesus turns back to his friends.
Have the people sit down.
Jesus' friends exchanged surprised glances, but then they started gesturing to the crowd.
All right, everyone sit down.
Plenty of room.
Like a slowly rolling wave from front to back, you see all the people sit down. Then, right beside you, Jesus takes your 5 small loaves of bread and 2 small fish, and he lifts them up to heaven.
Father, thank you for this food you've given us.
Then, Jesus takes the loaves and breaks them. He begins handing them out to his friends and to the people in the first rows on the ground. He does the same with the fish. You even get some of your own bread and fish back.
Yum.
You look around and you can see Jesus' friends still handing out pieces of fish and bread to the crowd.
But this is way more than what I gave to Jesus.
Soon, it seems like the entire crowd is eating dinner. Your own stomach is already full, and you still have bread and fish left over. As the people around you begin to finish their meals, Jesus calls his friends again.
Gather the leftover pieces. Don't waste anything.
You watch in amazement as Jesus' friends go through the crowd with large baskets. And sure enough, lots of people have extra bread and fish to drop inside. When the men finally return to Jesus, they've collected 12 full baskets of leftover fish and bread.
That's impossible.
But you know it happened because you saw it and because you've met Jesus. Nearby, a man exclaims,
"This must be the prophet who's supposed to come into the world."
Now, you aren't sure exactly what that means, but you are sure that Jesus deeply cares for every single person on this hillside. And you're sure that he can take your small lunch to meet every single person's need.
So when Jesus showed up that day with all those people, there's a little boy there who, when he came that day, I am sure that he had no idea that he was going to be part of a miracle, right? He just showed up. All he had was 5 little loaves of bread, a couple of fish, and Jesus used him to help those thousands of people who were there. They were hungry. They got to have some food. And you never know what God might do when you are there ready to help others and you use what you have. Right? We all have different things. We're all different. We might not feel like we have a lot, but we can use what we have to help others. So what are some things that you have, right? Maybe you have some things that you can share with younger kids that you're not using anymore. Maybe you have the ability to fix things. You figured out how to do some things around the house. You can clean. You can lend a listening ear to someone who's in need of someone to talk to. We all have different things, and if you're not sure what exactly you should do, really the bottom line is just treat others the way you would want to be treated, right? We can all think of that, right? It's easy to think of ourselves, and if we kind of use that and then go beyond, what would I want? And then we can use those things to help other people. And you never know when God is going to work through you and use what you have to help others. It's going to be really cool to hear about. I can't wait to hear about that. So check that out this week. I want you to look for ways to show compassion, to use what you have. We've got our God Time cards. We've got our parent guide that you can get on our website. And, maybe you even have some stuff to donate to people in need, right? Like all my cool stuff. Like, I don't know if you have anything as cool as this, but see what you've got. Use what you have to help others. And praying for a great week for all of you. See you next week.